Death on the beat, death on the beat, death on the beat, death on the beat.
Yeah. Trials of faith. Listen. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came too. Oh yeah, he was among them. And the Most High asked, where you coming from? And he said, going fro in the earth. I'm from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said to Satan, how have you considered my servant, that there is none like him in the earth? Perfect, an upright man who feareth God. Satan said to Job, fear you for naught? Have you not made a hedge about him and his house and everything he has? Man, you bless the works of his hands, his substance is line. Put forth your hands right now and you curse it to the face. Just give me chance to devour. You know I roam around like a lion. You know I've been around for a minute. You know I got tricks, I'ma get them. You know that I'll accuse them. I'ma try them and prove them and cause them to stumble. Oh, they ignorant of my devices. They ain't ready for the wiles of the devil, no.
Death on the beat, death on the beat.
They ain't ready for the wiles of the devil, no. They ain't ready for the wiles of the devil, no. Ready for the wiles of the devil. Don't let Satan get advantage over us. Gotta stand against the wiles of the devil. And the Lord said to Satan, look, everything that he has is in your power. The only boundary is don't touch him. And Satan left from the Lord's presence. Then they stole all his asses and oxen. All the Sabians fell upon them. With the sword they had slain Job's servants. And the fire of the Lord had consumed some. And the fire of the Lord burned the sheep. And only I alone escaped to tell thee. But that ain't the worst of it. Your camels also were stolen by Chaldeans. And my servants were killed with the sword. And as I was speaking, there came in another. He said, oh, I got something to tell you. I escaped, but your sons and your daughters were eating and drinking. And the wind came and it blew down the house, and it fell on them all. Now thy children are dead and gone. Job arose and he ran his mantle. He fell on the ground and he worshiped. And even through all of this, Job committed no sin nor charged God foolishly. Just give me chance to devour. You know I roam around like a lion. You know I've been around for a minute. You know I got tricks, I'ma get them. You know that I'll accuse them. I'ma try them and prove them and cause them to stumble. Oh, they ignorant of my devices. They ain't ready for the wiles of the devil, no. They ain't ready for the wiles of the devil, no. They ain't ready for the wiles of the devil, no. They ain't ready for the wiles of the devil. Don't let Satan get advantage over us. Gotta stand against the wiles of the devil.
Death on the beat, death on the beat, death on the beat.
Wiles of the devil.
Death on the beat.
Let's move some early. Yeah, the one died.
All right, shalom, y'all. Most High in Christ bless, man. I pray that everyone is having a great ending of the week. We get ready to go into the Sabbath day. We got a little more light over here, but the Lord said work 6 and rest on the 7th. I'm Brother Roy, and I got with me
Brother Aryeh.
and we are with Congregation of Saints with another Friday night class. If you remember 2 weeks ago, we started what turned into a series, Restoring the Proper Order. And just starting to go in that class, it started growing and still not at the depths that it could be. But we went over the overall structure of, hey, we should be getting married. We shouldn't just be out here lustfully going after our women, fornicating, men and women, fornicating and just going crazy out there without doing things in its order. With that, you get baby mama drama. We watched a video last week for one of those podcasts where the lady wanted to leave her husband and get with her ex who had another woman pregnant.
Maybe on the way.
It's a whole lot of stuff going on, but it's because we're out of order. So starting with that class, we also went to proving each other, and we didn't go deep into it, but about really vetting the people that you deal with, whether it's a friend or somebody that you have interest in that you can see yourself marrying one day. Um, we also went through that the father was involved in the selection of the husband and giving his daughter away or approving his son to go marry another woman. We went there. We had to marry amongst our nations. All these things can disrupt us and have us to lose our culture. We briefly touched on what happened to King Solomon. So if you get a chance, go back, check that one out. All of these, I think the way I'm gonna do it is going to probably be in 3 total classes, and they'll probably be each able to be watched separately. So if you don't watch last week's first, it's all good. So today's class, as you can see by the title, it is restoring a proper order, but the men, it starts with you. And we went over the whole overall order, and we could touch that real quick. First Corinthians 11. The overall structure, what it's supposed to be. And if just double checking, I hope we don't have an echo or anything. That's not bad. All right, well, I guess we get there.
Mic check, mic check.
All right, now we sound good. All right. 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 3.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man.
Right. So the head of man is Christ, and the head of woman is the man. And then, of course, the children will fall under her. So that's the structure overall. Now, here on earth, men, we're supposed to rule our gates as Christ ruled the church, as he loved the church. And we're going to touch on that more in the next class. Well, actually, we are going to go to Ephesians 5 towards the end, but we're going to touch on that whole construct in the next class. But it's important that we have to be following Christ, first of all, in order to line our households up and our families up. So if we're aligning ourselves with Christ, what did Christ do? He fed, he taught, he protected, he counseled. You know what I'm saying? And he did those things, and he led with a purpose. The Bible says, and I ain't even do it, where there is no vision, the people perish. Christ knew what his mission was coming here on earth. So as men, we have to understand what our mission is, what our role is, what our job is while we're here on earth. And part of that, if we're going to accept a wife, then we have to be able to rule our gates well. And that's what we're going to get into. But I'm going to start with this video real quick. First, of course, it's kind of rooted in Christianity, but the point of it is going to be going into basically what this class is going to be about. Find it real quick. Bear with me 1 second, y'all. You know, I'm IT and teaching, so give me a second. I'm going to get fluid with this. Oh, it went back. Am I tripping?
Yeah, you hitting the wrong one.
Oh, man. Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
You hitting the wrong one.
All right, y'all. We're getting this queued up.
Yield himself to order and
Let
God.
me restart that. Way.
See, some women are misinformed and they
All right, y'all. Here we go.
But a godly man doesn't yield himself to a woman's emotion. He yield himself to order and God.
Yeah, that's good.
And see, some women are misinformed and they think if you don't do what my emotions tell you to do, then you don't love me.
My God.
But you say you want a godly man. I'm not called to yield to your emotions. I'm called to yield to order.
Sir, that's good.
And when I took my God walk, I realized that a godly man doesn't yield himself to a woman's emotion. He yield himself to order and God.
Yeah, that's good.
And see, in my previous relationship, I was yielding myself to a person's emotions and not God. but it was something in me could not budge because there was something missing that I didn't see. God wasn't in the relationship. It wasn't in me. It wasn't in her. And I couldn't play with the union, you know.
Unpopular opinion. A lot
But a godly man doesn't yield himself to a woman's emotion. He yields himself to.
of women say that they want a man that they can learn things from until he starts teaching. The moment he corrects you, it's an argument. The moment he gives you a different perspective, it's a debate. The moment he challenges your thinking, now he's trying to control
bad.
you.
We're gonna get it
But here's
straight.
a real question. Do you want a
By
man with
class
wisdom
number 3,
and
we're
that you
gonna
can
be
actually
having
learn
that
from?
technology
Or
and
do
all
you
this
just
stuff
want a
down
man who
pat, y'all.
agrees with everything
But
that
the
you
brother
say?
was saying that,
Because you can't ask for leadership,
and this is what a
guidance.
lot of men do. He was yielding himself to the emotions of his spouse. He was yielding himself to the emotions of a woman. And how can a man lead clearly if he's taking on somebody else's emotions and ups and downs and how they view things? And then you can't do it that way. It can't operate like that. Like we opened up the class last week with the brother talking about you want a man to lead and he's driving, but your hands are on the steering wheel all the time. If I yield to that, we're going to crash or we're not going to go in the direction that we should be going. So if we're following Christ, then we should be leading our wife and our children in the right direction. So that brother said God wasn't in their marriage or they wasn't in that relationship. And that's because it was not rooted in the scriptures. And we're going to go a little deeper than what Christianity does because we keep the law, statutes, and commandments over here. But this is the structure and the order that's supposed to be placed. And this is the responsibility of the men leading your gates. And we're going to go with an oldie but a goodie. Proverbs 22:6.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Right. So if we're supposed to train up a child in the way they should go, what is the way they should go? These are the things as a man, as a father, we should be searching out so that way we can make sure, that we're raising up our righteous children. A lot of times, a lot of pregnancies aren't planned, right? Most people aren't planning their pregnancies. So you haven't probably done the homework or have the experience to know what it truly means to be a provider, a protector, a father, a counselor, all those things Christ is for us. So now we should be looking for that information. I may not have agreed with everything that my father might have done, but what it did was make me take the good and the bad, and now understanding the scriptures, applying that to be try to be a better man than he was. And that's the same goal that I have for my sons when they go out, Lord willing, and start their family one day.
The goal is to always increase, and we're not talking about just in finances, but increase spiritually. Become a better man or a better woman than your father, mother, and the generations beforehand.
Definitely. If we're in the same position, I remember the friend was like, I threw an old picture up. He was, they kind of clown me for an old picture. And I said, I'm not mad at y'all making jokes. I'd be more mad if I was that same person that I was in that picture. That's more so what I'm reposting this about. Like, look who I used to be. And that's the continuing thing we have. Paul said we got to renew our minds daily. Daily. We're not going to go to it. We got a lot of scriptures to hit. All right. So let's go from there. Go to 2 Timothy 3.
I was just reading this the other day.
Uh, 3 and 14.
My Bible, man. You said 3 and 14?
Yes, sir.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 14. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned, and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them,
Mm-hmm.
and that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith which is in Christ Jesus.
Right. So this is Paul talking to Timothy saying, be assured and stick with what you have learned, what you've learned from your childhood, the holy scriptures. Now, obviously, he couldn't have been talking about the New Testament here. So he had to be talking about the laws and the prophets. This is our structure, what you might want to call the Torah or the law of Moses. It was all given by Christ. But that's the foundation of us building our homes. We talked about building our homes on bad sand last week, our last class as well. So if we're building these things on the scriptures, then we're gonna have a sure foundation. From there, go to Sirach 25. Ecclesiasticus 25. Verse 3.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 3. If thou hast gathered nothing in thy youth, how canst thou find anything in thine age?
Right. So if Timothy had learned nothing in his youth, how could he apply those things in his old age? We opened up with train up a child in the way they should go, and when they get old, they won't depart from it. So we're looking at these scenarios from the time that they're at their youngest, at their youth. We should be training our children up. Now, I grew up in sports. My kids have played sports, and they're active. But if you want to be good at something, don't you got to train? Now, we don't get into it like some of these other parents that will send their kids to every camp, every travel team, every coach, and every, you know what I'm saying? I'm not taking it that far because we're not getting caught up in this world that deep.
Right.
But y'all are so committed to get your sons and daughters trained up at an early age with all those activities. It should be 10 times more energy on making sure they understand the words of the Lord.
Okay, this is the most important thing you will learn in your life. Literally.
Exactly. Without the sports, without the entertainment, all you have at the end of the day is this word. All this other stuff's going to perish and pass away. So from the youth up, we should be training our children. From there, give me Deuteronomy 6.
What verse?
4.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Verse 5. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might.
Right. Now, how are we supposed to love the Lord? Keep going.
And these words which I commanded thee this day shall be in thine heart.
Right. So if we're loving the Lord with all of our heart, the commandments should be in our minds. Our heart is our mind. These commandments should be inside of us, constantly living in us. Go ahead.
And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
Diligently, on purposeful, routinely, making it a habit, making it a lifestyle. Or just like we train for everything else in this world, we should be putting it in a regimen where we're training ourselves to be better teachers for our children. Keep going.
And shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest in the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
Keep going.
And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house and on thine gates.
Right. So basically, all the time, everywhere, you should be going over the commandments and laws with your children, diligently teaching them these things. Because one day they're going to develop to be that man that somebody else's daughter's going to date and say, what kind of man is he? Or vice versa. You're going to be raising a daughter that some man's going to be looking at and seeing what kind of person they are. What kind of person they're going to be in society. What kind of foundation are they built on? So now as we go into that proving process, you're going to be able to tell real quick what somebody brought up in the commandments of the Lord.
Just like we talked about last week, you want to build your foundation upon that rock.
Right. So so now during that proving process, it should be so easy to see how they was raised and how they was brought up. Part of that, I just came across and I don't know the full intentions of this post, and I don't know the people posting it, so I don't want to make it seem like I'm speaking ill will. But just from the surface level, Israelite speed dating. And I'm just trying to figure, like all the scripture we read last week, it was nothing about our daughters and our sons going out dating or interviewing multiple people at a time. Wouldn't that cause confusion? Like if like that's causing more confusion or it's causing more lust. Now you got 10 phone numbers tonight.
That's just like how the world is. You should try all different flavors to see what you like.
And that's not how it's supposed to be. So my comment was, it should be the men and the fathers of the women speed dating or interviewing.
Mhm.
Because if I had a daughter, she's not married. If she's not, of course she can go elope and run off and do something else. But I'm not raising her up to go find a man on her own without me vetting them. There's an order of way we should be doing things, and that's out of order.
And that's why there are a lot of problems in this world at the end of the day. Because the men are not involved in their children, in their lives in general, but especially when it comes to relationships.
And that's why I said, in order for us to for us to establish proper order, the men have to get themselves together. No matter all of the obstacles, we understand that the world is against us. That's part of the battle. It's part of our fight. Since Adam allowed sin to enter in, and we had to start tilling the ground. We've had to work this whole entire time, and then now over time, these nations are against us. So it's going to be a constant battle, but that's what purifies you. That's what brings you closer to the Lord. From there, go to Proverbs 7. My bad. I'm not gonna try to be long with it. We do got a few scriptures I want to get over tonight. And when I say a few, I mean that like my brother Jacob. There's a few.
Proverbs
7:1.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 1. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee.
Mm-hmm.
Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. Bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman.
Go back to I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. To chapter 1 and verse 1.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel.
You want?
To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding,
Mm-hmm.
to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice and judgment and equity,
You want?
to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion.
One more verse.
A wise man will hear and increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels.
All right, jump to chapter 2 and verse 1.
Proverbs chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee, so that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom and apply thine heart to understanding.
Chapter 3, verse 1.
Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments.
So I hope y'all get the point. This is how important it was for Solomon to go through and make a point of how important it is to keep the commandments of the Lord. And this is how we gain our knowledge and our wisdom. In order to rightly rule, rightly judge, to have equity among men. That's what Solomon had prayed for.
That's great. I'm just now realizing this. And I'm looking through it right now, just about every other chapter.
Chapter 4, verse 1.
Hear ye children, the instruction of a father, and attend to no understanding.
And this is what we've been reading. We're building this whole part up about as a child, we should be instructing our children. Go ahead.
For I give you good doctrine. Forsake ye not my law.
Right. This is what we're supposed to be doing for our children. Like, what is the wickedness in teaching our children the commandments of the Lord? What to eat, what to wear, what to do in a situation if you got an altercation, what to do if you damage somebody's property, how to handle paying somebody doing work for you. Like, what is the ill will in that? Why wouldn't the churches want to be teaching that for our younger generation? They quick to do what they used to call it, man, vacation Bible school for the kids. They quick to do Easter egg hunts. They quick to do a Christmas play, Hallelujah night, but they won't teach any commandments. That's why it's up to the men to rule your gates. you couldn't have to wait to go to a Sunday service to find out what you got to teach your children. How you should be a man.
Some Christians only open the Bible Wednesday and Sunday.
Yeah, and it probably not even Wednesday. The Bible study be empty back in the day. From there, let me get oh shucks. Hold on, y'all. Be right back. Hold on, y'all. Let me put a video on real quick.
Yeah. Son of mine, go and prophesy. The vision dies for appointed time. Set a mark on the men that sigh and cry. Oh, son of mine, go and prophesy. The vision dies for appointed time. Set a mark on the men that sigh and cry. Oh, and he put forth his hand and he took me by a lock on my head, and the Spirit took me up in the visions of the Most High to the city of Jerusalem, to the door of the inner gate toward the north, where I saw the Ark of the Covenant, the seed of the image of jealousy, at the gate of the altar in the entry. And he said, seest thou what they do? Even great abominations here. But I'ma show you greater abominations. Son of mine, turn thee again and yeah. Son of mine, go and prophesy. The vision dies for appointed time. Set a mark on the men that sigh and cry. Oh, son of mine, go and prophesy. The vision dies for appointed time. Set a mark on the men that sigh and cry. Oh, and he put forth his hand and he took me by a lock on my head, and the Spirit took me up in the visions of the Most High to the city of Jerusalem, to the door of the inner gate toward the north, where I saw the Ark of the Covenant, the seed of the image of jealousy, at the gate of the altar in the entry. And he said, seest thou what they do? Even great abominations here. But I'ma show you greater abominations. Son of mine, turn thee again. And he brought me to a door and a cord, and I looked and beheld there was a hole in the wall, and I digged in the wall and saw another door, and I went inside and I saw idolatry, creeping things and abominable beasts. I saw the elder men, it was like 70, and they burned incense to images. That's what they did in the dark, they forsook the Lord. They had said that the Lord had forsook the earth, and I turned again to the Lord's house, which was toward the north. See, it's what they do. Behold, women weeping.